Hello and welcome to another 30-day challenge kind of thing. So in this one I'll be reviewing Adriene's 30 days of yoga and be telling you all about my experiences and how I found it and if it's for you. So what is yoga? I think that would be a weird way to start. You should know what yoga is by now and I'm not going to do a video on that, but think of it as a way, it's if you know, it's like an active meditation, and instead of you reaching kind of peace and being centered through calming your mind, you're kind of using your body as the method to reach that centeredness. So what this channel Yoga with Adriene has done is she's done this 30 days of yoga, and it's like a playlist and you can follow along. It starts off real slow and it kind of builds up to more difficult exercises, but they range around from 15 to 30 minutes per thing, so it's pretty quick. Most of them are in the 20-minute range, I'd even say. They're over real quick, and she's really kind of cool and down-to-earth kind of personality. She knows when she's being goofy, and it kind of helps it flow better because you're kind of a real person instead of just some kind of robot who's got a script written for him and stuff. And also you ain't a real person, of course. You're watching a video on YouTube, so I'll talk more about that later. So essentially all you're going to need is a yoga mat and like a phone or your computer screen. I prefer doing it on my phone because I could put it in front of me while my computer screen was kind of to the left of the room, and I couldn't like look that way and then also do the exercises. So you don't really need any equipment, just follow along and see how it goes. My room, I did this in my halls, and my room was pretty small, so it was like I had, well, it wasn't this big, but I had like that much kind of corridor space to do it, just slightly wider than a yoga mat, and I thought that was fine actually. I could do about 90% of the things, and for the things I couldn't, you know, I could do like a slight variation on them, so I'm still feeling the stretch, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. So I would recommend you following the 30 days from start to finish. 100% recommend you do that, but I unfortunately got ill about midway through and I had to take a break. But yeah, so let me talk about my personal experience of the program. I've been doing yoga before this, so I'm kind of coming from the place where I already have a foundation and I kind of got grips. I've been to a few classes, you know, I used to do it every day before I work, so I've kind of got a grips of what's kind of the point and how to get to where you want to get, which is in like a really peaceful, happy kind of state of mind. I mean, you're not just doing it to feel good, it's also good exercise. But what I found was that yoga is a very personal thing, and whereas before I would used to do it on my own and I could go my speed, or if I want to feel the stretch slightly, you know, take my time on it, be here a while longer, I can do that, you know. While when you're watching a YouTube video or when you're going to a class, they're never going to go your speed. Not for the whole program anyway, which is understandable, so because she's got millions of viewers, and for her to create a program which goes your speed, she wouldn't be pleasing the whole demographic. So I think you're kind of going to get that no matter what program you do. The takeaway from it is that yoga is a very personal thing and you need to do it at your speed. So once you've done the program, that's great, well done, but now keep going. And what she actually invites you to do is, spoiler alert, on the last day she lets you make your own workout while she's kind of doing some exercises on her own, and you could follow along or you can kind of do your own thing, and that's what it's all about, you know. It's about you creating this program is going to give you like a foundation, a base, some knowledge, some skills, a few of the moves, which you'll then find which ones you like the best and then use them regularly in your own practice at home or wherever you do it. So here's my program that I made. these are from some of the exercises which I know I need to do because, oh, I have tight hamstrings, or oh, whatever, this, that, and the other. So that's kind of like my daily thing. A little note to say about it is actually, I found that doing these exercises just one after another can be hard and you can lose the flow. And in yoga, or in any kind of thing you're doing, you know, when you're working or working out or doing homework or whatever, you want to get into the flow. You don't have to keep starting and stopping. And a lot of these exercises that I've just shown you, they're almost, they're very distant from one another, you know? If you're doing downwards dog and then you have to get up here, get up here and do like a quad stretch, then you really have to move about a lot and you lose the flow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new one which is able to flow easier from one position to another. Maybe instead of going from downwards dog to a quad stretch, you know, I'll add some exercises in the middle that allow me to get up there, you know, and so it's like a more progressive change into the stretch that I want to do. Other things which I've written down there is it's important to have fun, you know, don't treat it as something you want to do. And that's why it comes to another point where, and she mentions this, not to be a yoga robot. What does that mean? It's kind of saying don't do the things just because you know they're good and you trying to be very long-term about it. The idea is you're meant to be present and in the moment with every exercise, maybe everything you do there, little philosophical thing, but with every single move you do, you're meant to be to feel the stretch and to breathe and to really be in the moment. And I think that's what actually gets you there when you're doing yoga. It's not the moving itself. And this is also true when you're working out. You know, you're meant to feel every contraction instead of just focus on moving the weight. So what I recommend you do is you make a little table, just like I do, with all the kind of moves, and then when you're actually doing yoga in the morning or whenever you do it, have those as a guideline and a template to get you going. But then once you're going, and instead of doing a shoulder stretch, you decide you want to do, you know, an ab stretch, and do that instead. Every day should be different and fun and not a chore, but an experience you enjoy taking part in. So things I experienced throughout the day while I was doing this yoga practice was sometimes I would just get the urge to just move my hands about and almost feel the energy space, the energy which I'm moving with my body. And it sounds goofy, but I kind of also get this when I'm working out as well. You know, if I haven't worked out for a day or two, I like my body feels the need to go and lift something and like do some push-ups or do some pull-ups or whatever I can find. It's it's crazy. I remember in my flat, like at one point I was just lifting up this 10-kilogram bag of rice that one of my flatmates had. Shout out to you, Toby. Just for some, you know, because I wanted to move, I wanted to exercise, and what I assume this is you've created kind of like a positive habit in your body, and it wants to keep doing that, you know, because it feels good and it feels right. We have this one body, and we have it so we can move and travel and experience, not so we can sit on a TV all day and just flick through the channels. It's an active thing, you know. It's made to move. So other things, other than obviously feeling amazing when I was in this program, I remember there was a time when literally for like 2 weeks I just didn't have a bad day. Every day was I felt really good every day. My normal goofy self, you know. I didn't kind of recluse or get stressed about stuff. Nah, it was all good, baby girl. Also, my balance really improved. Like if you're ever in the shower, you know, and you're trying to wash the bottom of your foot. and you're kind of swinging from side to side, I can always just tense my core and like keep balance, and even if I lose it, you know, I can retain it just like that. So yeah, the balance will improve, and obviously as a prelude to the balance improving, your core is also going to improve. I remember I was able to kind of, you know, tense out a six-pack anytime I wanted, which you know, it felt good. It felt that I had some core strength, and also, you know, it scratched like the veiny side of me. So yeah, I 100% recommend everyone try out this 30 days of yoga. Don't feel yoga is like a haha for sissies or whatever. No, everyone has a body, and yoga's been around for thousands of years, you know. And I think as you get into higher levels of sports, really intensively demanding sports such as powerlifting, weightlifting, you're gonna realize that they actually also do yoga after sessions in order to ease off the muscles that they've been working. And also, it's great for developing a mind-muscle connection. So if you're bodybuilding, obviously like to keep the time and the tension, that is like the key thing for you. And by able to have a better connection with between your mind and your muscles, you know, to be able to tense every muscle that you can, that's what it is. Yoga is great for that as well. Or if you're on the total other side of that and you just wanted to do it to have fun, to experience new things, you know, if you're just looking for to tone yourself up, it's almost a one-size-fits-all. You're gonna feel good, you're gonna look good, and you're gonna do good. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Adriene, for creating your channel and all the videos you do. Peace out.